Welcome back to Mac Talks Football. And Gary Neville has been banned by Nottingham Forest from the City Ground. He was due to do the commentary for Nottingham Forest final game of the season on Sky. But they have revoked the access they've given to Gary Neville. They've said that he's not allowed at the ground because he criticized their owner when he came to the pitch, and he had sort of a discussion with Nuno Espirito Sanchez, which in my opinion was not the right thing to do by the owner. I don't think Nuno deserved that, and that altercation was like maybe 10 to 15 seconds. We really don't know what he said, but you could clearly see that the owner was not happy. And as a fan, you sort of get it. The thing is, to be very honest, there are two aspects of that incident, and there are two aspects of the reaction to the Gary Neville incident. First incident, if you look at what happens between the owner and Nuno during that time, you're going to see that on one hand, nobody thought Nottingham Forest were going to be in this situation at the start of the season. People were talking about a relegation fight and whatnot, and Nuno has brought them on the verge of a Champions League qualification. So everybody's like, Nuno has done a great job. The owner should be really, really happy, and they should be thanking him. And I get that. But on the other hand, you could see that for a couple of months ago, Forest were the favorite to finish third or fourth, and now it seems like they are going to be one of the teams who might end up eventually missing out on the Champions League. So as an owner who has seen, and they have invested a lot of money, and so if he's seeing that there was a big chance that I was going to be in the Champions League, I was going to, we were going to get so much money, and we could have potentially played in Europe, and that club could have built forward from that. So now that is all slipping away. It doesn't matter what the expectations were at the start of the season. When you reach a certain place, and then you start to see that thing, you start to see the downward spiral. You sort of you start to question the manager in charge. You're going to see, you are going to ask him what is happening, and the points that Forest have lost over the last couple of months, most of them could have easily been avoided, if I'm being very honest. They've been quite poor in the way that they've played. I get the fatigue is coming in, that the level that they've been playing throughout the season, it cannot be maintained, the standard cannot be maintained, but you need to do. I agree that the aim was not to fight for the Champions League places, but when you reach that situation, you still you need to make sure that you end up delivering it. And as a fan, you want your owners who are investing, again, you are going to have two types of fans. One of the fans who are going to really think that it is a really great thing that our owners are so into it. They really like, they want our clubs to succeed, and they really, want Forest to win the games and win the Champions League and win the titles. The other fan is going to think like, no, he only cares for the money, and he's angry that he's not going to be in Europe. He's not going to get that extra bit of cash. So that is a different set of ideas. Despite all of that, then you have the Gary Neville issue. Gary Neville openly criticized, and you criticize quite a lot, that it is disgraceful, it is this. You know how Gary Neville gets. If it's not Manchester United, but if it's any other club's owner, he likes to, go on a rant and try to attack everybody. And I personally thought that, he went way over the board, and he, as I said, he likes to go way over the board. The Gary Neville 5 years ago, great pundit. Gary Neville now, it just feels like he's an agenda peddler, to be very honest with you. The stuff he says, it doesn't really make sense, to be very honest with you, nowadays. And when he did that, I sort of expected, there was going to be backlash in the Nottingham Forest fans. You saw the backlash that came from a Forest fan, criticizing Neville's words, and that the way he's criticizing the owner, it should not be done. And now Forest have taken a step. And the thing is, you check the social medias, and I don't think, apart from Manchester United, there's any there are fans of any club who are supporting Gary Neville in this. And it's not just because he's a ex-United a player. It's because, as I said, the way he criticizes everybody else apart from Manchester United and the owners, everybody's starting to see like he's, as I said, 5 years ago he was probably one of the best pundits. Now he just doesn't do it. He's just sort of become an agenda peddler. He has it feels like, he's giving the notes that you need to say stuff like this, so that we can get more views, we can get more clicks, and that's what Gary Neville does. He doesn't do anything, he doesn't give really that much of an insight about what's happening in the game, what should have been done, what mistake the manager did, or how the player was wrong, or anything. He doesn't give any of that. He just comes out with these overly used words, theatrics, the dramatics, and he does all of that, and he tries to get the views, and he tries to get the fans riled up, so that the viewership, the interaction on the post, and they put 10 to 20 minutes clips on X, and then you see the fans of the club who is criticizing. They are going to go ahead and reply, and they're going to get angry and whatnot, and Gary Neville gets his does his job. He gets the viewership, he gets the interaction, and he's happy. And now Forest have gone ahead and they have banned him. To be very honest with you, it is a thing. As much as I dislike Gary Neville, I as I said, I don't think he's doing what he's paid to. I know he's doing what he's paid to do. Sky want him to do it, but he's not being the football analyst. He's not being the football pundit that as he claims to be. But Forest, banning him, in my opinion, people are gonna say that. A lot of the fans are going to agree with it. I just don't agree with it. I just think it sets sort of a wrong precedence that it is censorship at the end of the day. You cannot do that, in terms of this in the this day and age. I mean, he's gonna go ahead. You basically are giving him what he wants. I just feel like that. To be very honest, Gary Neville will be at the moment, from since this has been announced, he's gonna be at home, and he's gonna be sitting on the home with a huge grin on his face, and everywhere, all the executive producers in Sky and everybody, they are gonna be over the moon with it. They've now got a content for about 2-3 days. They've got what they would have wanted. They're gonna milk it for at least 1 week. They're gonna bring in other guests. You started to see Jamie Carragher post on Instagram as well, and everything, and they are gonna milk it. As I say, they are gonna put out articles. You're gonna see other newspapers do it. Forest have given Forest, in my opinion, they have taken a stand. I sort of respect their stand that Gary Neville, they feel that he disrespected their management, and they have taken that their ownership, and they have taken that stand. But they have sort of given Gary Neville, they have given Sky, all of these outlets are major boost. Now they are gonna, until the next week, you are gonna see shows about this. You're gonna see they're gonna bring in people. They're gonna ask them, what do you think? How is this unfair? How it is unethical? And all of these, big words are gonna get used, and they're gonna milk it completely. And I think Gary Neville might end up getting a bonus out of it, and he's gonna be so happy. So it is a weird one. I that is why I'm not a fan of Gary Neville, as I said before, and I completely understand why Forest did it, but I would say I don't agree with it, because again, it is sort of a censorship, and I really don't agree with it. You can listen to it, you can you can ignore it, but you cannot put a stop to it. And of course, people are gonna disagree with this as well. But I just don't think you should be stopping people from coming to your club and doing this, because it just gives them. And if I am looking as an outsider, I would say that Gary Neville won the war. And let's be very honest, he got what he wanted. It felt, it's like when you go fishing, and you're giving a treat to a fish, and you want to catch them. In the end, I think he gave them the bait, and Nottingham Forest bought on it, and he has he's gotten what he wanted. He has gotten his attention. Everybody's talking about him, and the last day we have so many big games on the final day of the season, but now the story for the since last night, it has all been about Gary Neville and his band. So he has basically gotten what he has wanted, and he's gonna be really happy about it. So it's a weird one for me. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you guys think. Who do you think was right on it? Forest right on banning Gary Neville or not? Let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, bye bye.